Okay, so I am going to show you how to float a partition um, here in Final Fantasy. So I've tried to create a space that looks similar to the one you are trying to fix up a bit without all of the stuff in the middle. You need a stage panel, a rectangle partition, and a Riviera wall shelf. So take out your stage panel and place it at a 90-degree angle perpendicular to the wall, and then line up your rectangular partition and place it exactly where you want it to be. And once you have figured that out, how far or near the wall it's going to be, you want to find its exact center point. So to do that, you have to switch over into rotate mode and click on it. And that round symbol at the bottom is the absolute center of the wall. So now you want to grab your stage panel, take it out of rotate mode and into move mode, and move that stage panel almost right up to that center point. Luckily, I'm on a floor with lines, so it's easy to figure out exactly where that point is. But once you've done that, it's time to grab your Riviera wall shelf from your inventory. And what you're going to do is you're going to place it on the stage panel, but at the very bottom. You want to get it up, you want to get it underneath that partition. You, you want to get it needs to be orange though. So you got to play around with it. This first one is the hardest part. You want to get it underneath, and once it's on the ground, underneath and orange, at that center point, you want to hit your left mouse button and then escape very quickly. And as you can see here, it has been raised up off of the floor a tiny bit. So now what you want to do is put the Riviera wall shelf back into your inventory, grab it again, and do the same thing. And you're just going to place it underneath the wall, but up just a little bit from the bottom. What you're doing is you are forcing this partition to relocate itself to on top of the shelf. And so you put it underneath, but up a little tiny bit. I'll change the, I changed the camera angle a few times so you can kind of see, but it is slow going. It is tedious. Some people, what they do is they'll just keep placing down wall shelf after wall shelf and not bring it back into their inventory, and they'll do 5, 6, 7 at a time, which is great if you have that many Riviera wall shelves and you have that much space left in your apartment or room to keep placing these wall shelves. I just usually do it like this because I usually don't have a lot of space. So this is a time consumer, but it's not terrible. But it can take a good 10 to 15 minutes. And sometimes you'll place the shelf and it won't work. And you just gotta try again. But as you can see, we're making progress. It will take a while. I'll just speed through this. But what you want to do, I'll just go through it again. Take the Riviera wall shelf out of your inventory. Place it at that center point on the on the on the stage panel. You want to left click, but then you want to hit escape very quickly. So 1-2 punch. Left click, escape. Real quick. And when you hit escape, that's when you see your partition raise up. And you just do this over and over again. And once in a while you stop and check your placement to make sure it's not too, if it's too high or not high enough. So when you've got the partition up as high as you'd like it to be, now what you want to do is move the stage panel away from it or put it back in your inventory or in your storage room. That's up to you. And then you want to turn on your grid snap, and then move over to the rotate tool. And you want to click on your partition and you want to rotate it just a bit. Either way is fine. And then left click on it and then rotate it back to where you want it to be. And then left click on it. And now when you leave your house, your apartment, your FC room, it will stay in that position. If you leave without doing the rotation trick, it's going to go right back onto the ground, which is heartbreaking. So make sure you do the rotation trick before you leave the area. And one more thing I wanted to show you. If you want to put a fool's threshold or some sort of window on this partition, you will quickly find out that you can't do that if you take the window out of your inventory. It will not allow you to place it there. But there is a trick for that too. You want to go ahead and put that window in your storage room. And then click on it in your storage room. Make sure your toolbar is set for moving and not for placing back in your inventory. Place the window, it'll pop up in front of you. Drag it to the partition, center it as best as you can. And then once you have it placed where you think you'd like it, you want to hit the asterisk key on your number pad on your keyboard. Hit it once, and then hit it once again to place. And that is how you are able to place items on a floating partition. Okay, I hope this was helpful. If not, let me know. I'll try to clear up anything else.